Okay, we're live now.
Yeah, now finally, yes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Drunken Monk Live.
Super delay, guys.
Veronica just lost all her hair. I mean, she for some reason couldn't find the go live button, so apologise for that.
So sorry. It's one of these days.
We're having so much fun here.
Oh, really?
Okay, so welcome to Drunken Monk Live Guided Meditation, both on Instagram and on Facebook. We're testing it on the Facebook this time to make sure we kind of get it right. Last time was a bit bumpy. But anyway, we've got an amazing, solid internet connection, so we're going to stay with you today. Definitely. And that's all thanks to Carlo Coretta from Quarna Sopra and introducing us to Filippo from the Pro Loco, who have super kind to support us in these events and to give us this space to reach out to you guys. So we love Quarna Sopra.
Our home.
Our home, you know, the mountains here, the lake, the environment is amazing. And also the food. And the festivals. I hope there's going to be some festivals this summer. I really do, because it's great fun. So.
And of course, people, wonderful people. What would we do without guys?
Yeah, I know. This is my heart is here for sure. The people are wonderful. Okay. All right. So moving on, and what I'd like to share with you is there's been a lot of changes in the way that we're moving around and getting back into the world. Summer's here, you know, we're inside because it's pretty busy out there now. So we're going to change the schedule a little bit. So we're still going to be here for you. But what I'm doing is, because I prefer working on Zoom, the Zoom space is really, really nice. I find it works a lot better. And also it's a lot of work for us to kind of come on to Instagram and Facebook Live 3 times a week. So we're still going to do that. But we're going to change it to only once a week, every Thursday at 6 o'clock, yeah? Just to give us more space for doing other things, yeah?
With you.
With you, definitely, thank you. So that's going to be a change. Veronica's got some banners flying and going, so if you check out Instagram stories, Facebook, etc., we'll give you more details there, but it'll just be once a week.
For now, for this period. Then, of course, when the situation changes again on September and so on.
Who knows?
We may
Who knows?
come back with
Who
that.
knows? Yeah. Okay. So, announcements time. On the Wednesday. No, it's not web. I'm reading my notes here.
Oh, good job.
So Wednesday, 6 o'clock with Mia Jafari, Yogapreneurs, the last part of the Creative Awakening series. So I Am That I Am, and that's been an amazing journey. And we're going to be doing that again. So watch out for Nephilim 9. We're going to be doing some work with those guys in Greece again, and we'll be doing an introduction to Creative Awakening. So it's a little heads up and something coming.
But you can still join on Wednesday, even though if you didn't join before.
Okay, you can still come along if you want to come along. Okay. All right, the other thing is that we've, through Fire and Brimstone, we brought you a Touch Your Essence. Now, I like to play with the title, but I can... Okay, Touch Your Essence, I had another title. But anyway, Touch Your Essence. Okay, it's 4.5 hours, Saturday, 10 o'clock, and it's an amazing introduction into the Enlightenment Intensive process, which directly connects you to your essential self, with some creativity thrown in. And also we're kind of creating it for people that have never done any Enlightenment Intensive workshops before, but there's quite a few people that have said to me they had to cancel the ones we had during the crisis, and also we don't know when the next one's going to be. It's probably going to be at the end of the summer. And so come along if you want to explore your essential self and kind of a quantum leap into a state of being. Then this is a really nice workshop to do.
What is the basic question of this workshop?
And the basic question of this workshop is, who am I? Which is what I'm coming into, which is today's meditation. Okay. All right, so deep breath, relax. How are your Sundays going?
Oh well.
I have a bald Veronica in front of me. She's lost all her hair. No, you're very good. So, okay. So the other thing for me is changes, going through changes. And that's also for me the same. This is the 9th week, actually the 10th week that we've been doing these live meditation broadcasts. And for me, I like to keep it flowing. But at the same time, essentially we're kind of pointing at the same thing. We're kind of looking at the same thing. And it's like trying different ways and different words and different metaphors to bring you into that state of being present. Being present. Who am I without my stories? Yeah. So this is Touch Your Essence is fundamentally looking at that, connecting with being. So what I recommend is there's so many beautiful little meditations that are now on Instagram TV with different subjects. Emotions, who am I, surrender, chakra meditations, all that kind of different ways, but essentially all coming to the same thing. All coming to the capacity to simply be, to sit and notice when there's no thoughts. Yeah. So let's do that for a moment. Who am I without my stories? Even holding that question. And so many times I've done, connect with your breath, use your anchors, listening, so find your way to be present with us right now. Find your preferred doorway into the present moment, releasing the day, letting go of the stories. Who am I without my stories? This observing part. And when we connect to this feeling of being, what does that feel like for you right now? What does it feel like for you? Now, if it does feel like there's all these thoughts and restless and I'm not really sure and all that kind of stuff, that's fine. We all have to start from where we are. We need to accept that. And this is the quality of the heart. Remember the first step in the practice of presence, being connected to the heart, acceptance. So the practice of presence is not about, having a goal to get somewhere. If the present moment becomes an obstacle that we have to climb over to try and become something that we're not present anymore. We're already, in the future, trying to get somewhere. And that creates a division. It means your energy's split. It's kind of a little bit's here and some's over there. Yeah. And this is what happens when we're thinking. And it's not so much that the thinking is wrong. Having a clear mind, inspiration, ideas, having to plan things. What do I cook for dinner? Learning, this capacity to absorb and to learn, beautiful things. But it's when the mind starts taking control, hijacking our attention, and at the same time connecting to emotions that drive these worries and concerns and complaints and labeling and na 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 na. And when we're too caught up in that, when we're too identified to all that thinking, all those stories, we start to suffer. It becomes tiring energetically. We become tired. And then what we do is look for coping mechanisms to try and calm things down. TV, alcohol, even work, even sporting, which is a healthy coping mechanism. So we're not judging the coping mechanisms, but becoming aware that, I can't stand this anymore, I need to do something just to switch off. To switch it off. So the practice of presence is having the intention to switch it off, to be in that space between. But the paradox is that we can't force it. We cannot wrestle the mind. You can use your willpower to repress it. But what we're looking to do here is to understand it. And to understand it, we need to breathe, give it space, acceptance, relaxation. Okay? So we're going from connecting to the heart, loving kindness. I'm doing the best I can. Yeah. Now, self-acceptance, relaxation, connecting to the body, to the breath, the sounds. Okay. So we know all that already. We're practiced, we're experts in that. So the coping mechanisms, becoming aware of them. What it is that I'm looking to feel from that. Okay. So if our coping mechanisms dull the mind and shut it down, we become a little bit sleepy, unconscious, all that kind of stuff. We go below the mind. We want to go above the mind. We want to transcend the mind. And transcending the mind requires being present. Simply being present. And then we come back to the mechanisms, the anchors, connecting to the body, connecting to the breath, connecting to sounds. Just being. So then we come back to this question, who am I without my stories? Who am I? Observing these thoughts. Connecting to the sensations, the energy field within and around my body, this feeling of aliveness. This presence, this sense of I. This sense of I. Taking a distance, watching all these events flow through moment by moment. The observer. Okay. Coming to the observer. Who am I? What is this observer? What does it feel like? So there's no thought required. I don't need to effort into connecting with myself because I am myself. I am observing my awareness. Yeah, this is kind of, again, a paradox. But flow with it, relax with it. I'm not trying to solve it. I'm not looking for any answers from the mind. Who am I without my stories? So you may feel a connection to a breath. There may be an energy at the back of your head, between your eyes, along the spine. Noticing how your hips feel. Is there any tension in your body? Also noticing how when the mind comes in and I start getting identified to thought, there's a change in the physiology, bringing our attention to that. Noticing that. Being released from that. So who am I without my stories? So really, meditations for the first half of this whole series, have been focused on being, connecting to being. Now the second half, I think, the last 4 or 5 weeks have been focusing on the doing, but the doing is useless unless we're connected to being. Yeah. If we really want to flow in our doing and to feel energized and engaged, the being part has to be the foundation. We need to be grounded and rooted in the ability to be. And it doesn't mean we have to be fully in silence or at some exalted state. It's as simple as once in a while, during the day, there is a moment of stillness where we notice, there's no thoughts. Like now. Holding the attention in the present moment, and the mind stops. Feeling a breath, hearing a sound, simple, small things, a gap. A breath, a feeling of joy. The shoulders go a bit softer. The body sinks a little deeper into the earth, opens. There's a tingle in the back of your neck, along your spine. A warm buzz in your hands. Another breath. Another sound. A simple moment where the mind becomes tamed. Stillness. Feeling of expansion. Energy. And then we hold that space, listening, feeling, breathing. Hold that for a moment longer. And that gorgeous connection to this consciousness, this ocean of beauty, aliveness, peace, which is also the source of inspiration, creativity, knowing right action, truth, your being. It's all one being, but we still have this sense of I, this deep I, transcendent I. It's not the I of the ego, it's something else. It's your essential self. It's what you're born with. Being, consciousness, essence, spirit, soul. So many words. How does it feel when you connect with that? When you breathe with it. That aliveness in every breath. How wonderful is that? And then notice how all the stories somehow have less power. They're not as real anymore. It's like these big monsters have become like little puppy dogs. They're still there. They're not sucking so much energy, not taking all our attention. So being, resting in being, master that. Make it your daily practice. Simple catching a breath, hearing a sound, having the intention. It's never that far away. It is you. You're simply connecting to yourself. And from that place, inspiration arises. Your doing has a different quality. And you'll know it's right when you feel energized, when you feel at peace with it, when you enjoy what you're doing, when there's a joy there. Wonderful. You can be folding clothes or cooking dinner, working in the garden, in the office, in the car. Just being connected in every breath, in every moment. From being to doing so, from who am I without my stories? And then who am I with my stories? What is my truth? So maybe we'll talk about that more on Thursday. Okay. So hold the presence every moment, being present. Finding your door. Okay. So, the next session will be Thursday, the 24th, at 6 o'clock. And I will see you there. And in the meantime, have a wonderful week. And thank you so much for all your feedback and messages. And one thing I'm looking at doing is being able to respond to your questions more. Yeah, so keep them coming, and I will respond to them. Okay, have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday evening, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, much love from Veronica. Much love from me too. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.